this email from someone named Roger Scott. It read, "My name is Roger Scott from Fresno in the Central Valley. Been surf fishing for about 3 years now. I do fairly well, but a bit inconsistent. Mostly surf perch. I also follow Hook to Cook. I have a couple of your Battlestar jerk baits, but would like to go fishing with you to learn more, as it is a 3-hour drive for me. Trying to go next Wednesday and Thursday for either surf perch or striper. I have fished Oceano quite a bit. Any chance of fishing with me next week?" So a couple days later, I arrived at the beach around 4:30 a.m. and out of the dark, Roger appeared and greeted me. A guy named Roger Scott came in from out of town. He said he wanted to come meet me and fish with me. And I said, all right, 5 a.m. Here's the spot. I'll see you then. I'm waiting for him to get here. He sent me a text and said he's here somewhere. Hey, nice to meet you, Roger.
You too. Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. So it turns out not only did Roger drive his truck 3 hours to go fishing with me, he also got a campsite to pitch a tent so he could stay for a couple days, make the most of that drive. He told me he arrived there at the beach at around midnight and slept in the bed of his truck, just waiting for me to arrive. So I felt really motivated to help Roger catch some fish, and I wanted to impart any knowledge or information that I could that would help him catch more fish in the future.
I've caught, my biggest has been a 15.5 pound or 15.5 inch surf perch. I've been fishing more Morro Bay, Oceano, and you know, the thing of it is, it's a 3-hour drive for me, so I put in the time, but you know, sometimes I'm not that consistent, and I'm having a hard time with reading
the waves,
the wave and the surf. I look and I watch it,
yeah.
And I watch you guys. I watch every one of your videos. I watch the Hook to Cooks.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting better, but I just, you know, I got to maximize my time.
From Fresno.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a long drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to get you right on the fish then. We spent 45 minutes casting at the first spot before I said, okay, the fish are not here. Let's go for a long walk down the beach to a less protected spot where the waves are bigger, and we'll try down there. We still didn't catch any fish, so then we decided to comb the whole beach together and just try to find them along the way. At this point, Roger opened up and started telling me more about himself. For one thing, he's a classic car enthusiast, and he owns several really sweet rides. Roger also told me a few years back his kidney was failing. He was in dialysis for years while he was waiting for a donor kidney. With type O blood, you can donate to anyone, but you can only receive a donation with someone who has that type O blood. The donation never arrived, and Roger was running out of time. His son spoke up and said, "Dad, if you don't take my kidney, I'm gonna lose you. Please take my kidney." It took some convincing, but eventually Roger accepted. And because of that successful operation, we were standing on the beach together fishing that morning. And I was so honored that this is how he chose to spend that precious time. So we combed our way back north along the beach. Roger hooked one fish, but it came off just before he landed it. And then we decided to call it a day. I really wanted to help, so I said, look, I've been catching a lot of small perch at Pismo. If you go there and you fish, you'll probably catch some small perch. You might not catch anything big, but at least you'll catch something. Then I went home, and that night I got some news. A couple other buddies of mine caught a bunch of perch, striped bass. They told me the location where they caught them, and immediately I thought of Roger. Now, at first I hesitated to tell Roger, because when your friends tell you they found a bunch of fish, you don't go tell the whole world where they found them. But in this case, I figured, you know what, this is one guy. He drove all the way out here. If he's gonna gear up and get out there first thing in the morning to fish, God bless him. Let's just get him on some fish. So I messaged Roger this tip. Please keep this tip a secret. I wanna help you catch and make it worth your drive and all your effort. I got a tip today that the slab perch were biting hard tonight. Here's where you need to go. It might be worth trying tomorrow morning before you drive home. I thought about getting up early to fish with Roger in the morning, but I decided to stay home and work and then try fishing the evening session instead. Well, the next morning I woke up and I had received this text message from Roger. It said, "Can I call you? Too much to tell." Take it from there. What happened next?
The next day, I was walking down, and I had one of the sardine glows that I had bought from you. And so I was walking along the beach, and I seen where the water had kind of dipped right down real quick. It went down about a foot, maybe 2 feet down. So I thought, hey, I'll try right here. I cast out, first cast, I nail one. I get one about 13 inches.
Oh,
I'm excited as can be. It's in the morning. And so after that, I casted another one. I missed one. And then about 5-10 minutes later, I hook into a striper.
Cool.
And he's too close. He's too close for comfort. I didn't bring my tape measure with me, so he was close to 18. But a nice bite. I didn't expect a striper at that spot, and so that worked out really good. So I tried for a while. I'm walking around a little bit. There was a guy fishing where the water was coming in, and so I didn't get too close to him, but I got near him. And very first cast, I nail a really nice one. And as a matter of fact, it ended up being my personal best. 15 3/4 inches.
Whoa.
Almost 16 inches. And I'm taking line. And so now I'm really stoked. I catch another one. And the guy next to me, he's not even fishing anymore. He's looking right at me. He's wondering what is going on here. I bring that fish up and take him off. And so I cast again, and within a few minutes, I've got another one. He can't stand it anymore. He comes over. What are you doing? What are you using? You know, he didn't speak really good English. I gave him the fish. He helped me take it off. He was really super nice, an older gentleman. I give him the fish. So I still catch more. And at one time, I caught another one. I'm taking the hook out. Two of the treble hooks get into my hand. I'm getting a little too excited. And it digs in a little bit, and I'm thinking, I can't stop. This is just too good. I grabbed my little pliers, you know, and I digged the two hooks out. They weren't in super much, but they bled a little bit. But I wasn't about to stop. I just ripped them out, both of them. And like I said, I don't want to over dramatize it. You know, they weren't in deep, but they were enough so I couldn't get them out by hand.
Yeah.
So I continued catching fish. I kept three real nice ones. I probably caught about 6 of them, and I hooked a few other ones, and everything was big. And the guy next to me, he couldn't have got a better show, and he was just beside himself. Awesome. And finally, my back was just giving out. I had fished for about 4 hours, so I went back. But I'll tell you what, the lure just casted so nice, and I did a nice slow retrieve. I was reading what I was doing, and it just made such a difference for me. For me, I drive 3 hours. I try and stay a couple of days, but you know, between almost $100 worth of gas. Yeah. And staying overnight and stuff like that, you know, it was so great that we talked and that you helped me with the stuff, and your equipment worked great.
Dude, I'm so glad you got on the fish, man. After all that driving and camping and all the effort you made, I'm so glad you got on them. But I went back that evening and they were gone. They were not around.
No kidding.
Yeah, you got on the last of them. That's really great that you got them.
But I know that from the stuff that we talked about and things like that, it just helped me in both instances. I hit them because of what I learned from you. It's very difficult reading the surf and things like that.
Takes some time out there to get an eye for it. But dude, you know what? No matter how good you can read the water, you still got to find where the fish are. You could see an awesome pocket right in front of you, and it might be vacant, and there's no fish there. The fish, those big schools of perch, they move from hole to hole. Sometimes they'll stay in one hole for days. Sometimes they're only there for a few hours and they move on to the next one. So you just never know when they're going to scurry out, move to the next hole, and you're going to have to go find them again. And you showed up while they were there and you started casting them and you nailed it. You landed right on them. I'm glad you got them, bro.
I really appreciate that. I just noticed that it seems like your glow sardine, it's a little bit brighter. I've been fishing with the jerk baits for a couple of years. You know, I just noticed that it really looked nice and bright. And I tell you, man, I was nailing them, and boy, they were hitting hard on it too, man. They weren't just tapping it; they were slamming it.
Yeah, when they grab a jerk bait, they're grabbing it to kill it, like they're going to destroy it. They're grabbing it and shaking their head, trying to break it in half or something. It's fun.
It spoils the heck out of you.
I know you want to get back out there, and it's addictive. Totally. Once you get on a big school like that, you want to experience it again. Thanks for sharing the story, man.
Man, I can barely contain myself. I'd like to drive right now and go.
All right. Wow, he did it. Roger went out there and landed on the mother lode. He caught a bunch of fish and I just felt so relieved. I actually felt like a warmth. I was really moved to hear the joy in Roger's voice. I'm just so glad he caught those fish. Remember guys, I didn't catch anything this day, but when you go fishing and you're open to connecting with the community, sometimes you catch so much more than just fish. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching Vince Goes Fishing.